Let's follow on from the session where I ask you to tell me how you feel when you're handwriting. And the last question we asked there was for you to look at your writing and see if the downstrokes are parallel. So following on from that question, are those downstrokes parallel, which are the strokes that make up the bodies of letters? So that would be, say, down these strokes here. These are the downstrokes where you're pulling down. I'm now going to ask you not so much to tell me how you feel, but tell me what the look of your handwriting is like. So when you analyse your own handwriting, as if you were a forensic handwriting scientist, you looked at your handwriting, would you notice that you have left very little space between the letters? So the letters were rather bunched up. So if you're writing the word many, you'd be more or less writing them almost on top of each other. So, or do you leave big spaces between words? So when you wrote many hands, you'd be writing like this, and then you'd almost leave a whole finger position, like some children were taught in grade 1 to put their finger between after each word. Well, this is not the way to write a harmonious hand, because the I has to jump from the first letter to the second across that gap. So bring those together as you'd see in a passage of type. Only one letter is needed between the words. Now, do your individually written letters look much better than your joined letter? So when you write, for instance, a letter like A or a small word in, do they look better than when you try to write a longer word? So it might mean that once you have to write a word with several syllables, like pharmaceutical, that writing tends to deteriorate as you get towards the end of the word. It becomes smaller and tighter. So you have to think about it with your writing. Do you think that your problem is more with pen manipulation, or is the problem with your knowledge of how to write the letters? So is your problem in the way you manipulate the pen, or is it in your knowledge of the letters and how they join together? In other words, the letter structure. So it could be both, of course. So the next one is, do you try to write continuously? Now, that was an idea that was in vogue in some schools in the late 19th century, the idea being that a quitter or a person of poor staying power would lift their pen all the time as they wrote a long word. But in actual fact, this sort of moral dictate is wrong. It's not necessary. It makes your handwriting more problematical. You've got to remember that maybe the writing master was a good coordinator and he was a great imitator. He might have been also standing at a blackboard, walking backwards as he was writing continuously on the blackboard. But for the average writer, 2 or 3 letters will be all you will be able to write in one hit. So writing continuously would be when you try to write like this. Oh, sorry, I've lifted the pen myself. So that is continuous writing. So I might say that continuous writing will make you feel very tired at the end of every word. So we've got to remember to lift the pen. Can you see how you have to lift the pen in words? Not try to write like this. So the important part here is for you to look very critically at your handwriting. You are the one who is looking at it all the time, so you now have to be your own penmanship doctor. So can you expand the distance between your letters? So if your writing is too close together, like this, can you actually pull the letters apart like that? So I want to know if you have the flexibility to do that. Could you change the size from this to this? So you have to look at your capacity in that regard. Do you know the purpose of loops in handwriting? Now, a loop, in some people's opinion, would be there to decorate the letters. So they're writing hands, they make a big loop, and then they go handy, and then they make a big loop, because their idea is that the loops are there to decorate the letters. Well, the loops are actually only there to facilitate you getting from the starting point to the beginning of the letter. So the smaller the loops, the better. They're only necessary for you to make the quick directional change at the top of the letter to prepare the downward stroke. And the same with tails. The loop is only there to help you to get from the bottom of the Y to the beginning of the next letter, which has to be up on the middle line. It has to be up on the red line. So all of these things are important. For instance, do you know the style of handwriting you were taught? Perhaps you were taught a copperplate style. So that means that you would write like a beautiful style like this, F-O-R-U. That would be your style, copperplate. But perhaps you were taught to write another style like italic. So you'd write like this. More of an upright style. Maybe you were taught to write Marion Richardson, which was a very simple style, and it would be very much like this. And often with an almost vertical slope. So perhaps you should study that and see what style you were taught, because that will determine the slope at which you will write when you decide which style you've been taught. So different regions will have different handwriting. You can often tell if you look at the letter R. For instance, a Queenslander, where I come from, in the old school will do an R like this, but if they were educated more recently, they may do it with the top finishing R. So we have the bottom R and the top R. You can often tell from the letter F too. So establish the style you were taught, because maybe we will build on that. So once you've had a good look at your handwriting from the forensic point of view, as if you were looking at what is my handwriting compared to others and how does it really look, you'll then be able to proceed forward and look at what areas to correct. So be your own handwriting doctor on a daily basis. You can also tell how healthy you are by looking, are there any tremors or loss of pressure coming into the letter strokes? You must look at that too. Perhaps you need to get on a health regime. All the best for the moment, and we'll continue on with these lessons in the next video.